Hello. I have a limited time. So, what I came on here to say is that making bonds and connections with people are highly, highly important. Okay? As you are growing in spirit and in consciousness, you realize that certain bonds are required for the expansion of your universe. And so this is why you cannot be scared or apprehensive of making connections with others. Okay? That was the first thing that came to my mind. All right? When you have multiple sources to draw from, multiple consciousness to draw from, it does help you without spreading yourself too thin. Okay? 1 second. Okay. Now, when it comes to sibling rivalry, you should also be mindful not to have those kind of, thought forms passed down to your children. Okay? When you have one big point of contact would be your mitochondrial DNA, meaning your lineage of your mother, who has given birth to multiple versions of herself. She becomes a vital point of contact. Okay? Now, when you get your offspring, it's also important for them to meet their elders and those who have come from, in order to create a certain bond with them so that they can live on through them. Okay, well, what starts happening is that the mother becomes a filter of certain things that they don't want to pass on to their children, which is a good thing, because not all things, some things are meant to be transcended. For example, if your great grandmother lived in fear, or was scared, or was taught a certain way of living that has been outdated for a current timeline, that will not be able to transition over. Okay, you kind of want the best qualities to rise to the top. The cream of the crop will rise to the top. Okay, and so that may be left behind, but that doesn't. You still want to keep the other good qualities that made her strong and resilient. Okay, you want to kind of like when you're grafting plants, right? Or I guess cloning plants. You want the strong to survive. You want to get certain properties that are going to be beneficial for the collective growth. Okay. Fear isn't necessarily a bad thing, so I'll put that plug in there. Sometimes being cautious is more the way to go, but not moving out of fear. It's just you're kind of being patient, right? Because sometimes people take bravery as in rushing and just going to get things done without thinking. No, being patient and being cautious is actually a property that should be passed on, but not necessarily the fear part. Okay. Cautious, patient, these words. Okay, so what I have seen too is just that you cannot, the other connections are required to formulate a new bond of consciousness, and if you choose to separate yourself from the mother's consciousness, that is on you. Okay, you have to realize that you were a direct descendant of your mother's consciousness, and so there's clearly some good things and some bad things. Some things you want to keep, some things you want to throw away. Just decipher it, shake it up in the strainer, and then throw away what you don't want and keep what you do. Okay, so that your offspring can also benefit from that. Okay, that's it.